Hi everybody. It's no, no. How is you guys doing? I can't talk anymore. How is everybody? Hope everyone is well. Welcome to Happy Hour here. And I've got a fun guest today. Many of you know who I'm talking to, but if you don't, I think you're going to be excited. One of the nicest people I know. She's extraordinary. It's quite annoying because she's also incredibly beautiful. And so this is why I decided I better use my damn ring light today, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm extremely brave to be doing an Instagram live with this person. Um, Here she is. You know her, you'll love her, and her name is. Hi,
Hi,
Carly. How are
Katie.
you?
Oh my gosh, should I turn my ring light on?
No, listen, I was like, as I read the research, I know a lot about you, but was reading some background stuff. And Carly, I didn't realize you've been on the cover of Vogue 40 times.
I don't know. It's kind of surreal. It's pretty crazy. I felt so
And you're
lucky.
and you're 27. It's
Thank you.
crazy.
Well, you're one to talk. You're one
Oh
to
yeah,
talk. My
I've been on
gosh.
the cover of Vogue 37 times. Come on, you're crazy. But Carly, thank you for doing this. And I really
Thank
just
you.
wanted to say hi. And you do so many
And cheers.
cheers. Yes, I brought my wine too
You
here.
know what?
I
Thank you for that. I feel like we all need. It's only Thursday, but we're almost to the end of the week.
I
So cheers,
know
everyone.
it is such a crazy time and such a transformational time in so many ways. But I admire everything that you do and that you've done and continue to do, Carly. And it's interesting. I'm writing a book right now, so I'm going through a lot of things
Oh
from my
wow.
past. I'm going through a lot of photos and articles. I'm a hoarder and I keep everything. But I just want to mention
I'm the
something
same.
real quickly. I came across this
Oh,
program
I love
for a
that.
young. This is a service for
Oh, at
Abby
Abby's.
Shapiro,
Oh my
and
gosh.
I just want to tell everybody
Oh,
watching this
you're
story
gonna.
very very quickly
Oh my
because
gosh.
Carly was amazing. Abby Shapiro was this young woman in the Washington D.C. area who was diagnosed with cancer, kind of out of the blue. A great swimmer, could look at colleges, and it was just devastating. She was really interested in meeting Carly. Why don't you pick up the story from there, Carly?
Abby was extraordinary and somebody got to know. Thanks to you introduced us.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you might be out.
Hi, sorry, we were having technical problems. Sorry.
Technical difficulties. No, no. Oh my gosh, Abby, I seeing that photo just made my heart happy. I am forever grateful that you brought her into my life and that you introduced me to Abby and her amazing mom Trudy and Rick, and just she was such a special soul, and I'm sad that she's no longer with us, but
What was just remarkable though, and then we'll shift to some happier things, but that Carly, you took so much time. You went to visit Abby
yeah.
at Georgetown Hospital. You stayed in touch with her. You did so much for her. So I just want to thank you again for that. I wrote a piece in Time Magazine about it, but I think it was so illustrative of what an extraordinary person you are. And so thank you. I'll always
Uh,
just really, really be so appreciative that you took the time and energy
Thank you.
to brighten
You brought
someone's
so much
life.
more into my life, truly, Katie. Abby we had a shared mutual love for Milk Bar cookies and
Uh-huh.
all things baked goods. So, we were always kind of setting things back and forth. I would send her all kind of my favorite baked goods from New York City, and she was a really special, amazing person that I think about all the time. And speaking of the work that you do with Time Magazine, I just wanted to tell you that I've been watching all of the amazing just content that you've been creating and stories that you've been telling with time and on all your platforms. You're obviously such an incredible storyteller and journalist, but it literally brings me to tears and warms my heart. So anyone who's watching, if you haven't seen Katie's videos that she's been making with time, and there was one I was watching, well, two actually. The woman I was just watching, the chaplain,
Oh
or
my God.
she's 26 years old, and she's in the hospital in these intimate situations, holding patients' hands as they pass away. And I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, she's my age. She's dealing with things that I can't even imagine on a daily basis, and just how extraordinary she is. And the other young woman who was maybe a nurse,
Yes.
who's 27 years old as well. And she was talking about just kind of just how amazing the work that she's doing is, but how exhausting it is. And, it really made me empathize and really put things in perspective, because we're all experiencing this moment in such deeply personal ways, and we're all stuck at home and trying to do our part, and trying to stay sane and stay healthy. But I hadn't really just thought about and put myself in the shoes of the people who are going in, day out, like that woman that you told her story. It made me really realize, how else can we be supporting our frontline heroes, and if you have any ideas, I'm all ears.
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, thank you, Carly. It's been actually a real honor to be able to shine a spotlight on them, and also to help people understand what they're experiencing, because I think that, we're all isolated for obvious reasons, for the good of sort of everyone. And yet I feel that, that we're not really understanding, experiencing what these people are experiencing. And that's what I'm trying to bring across to people. Well, how are you doing in quarantine, and how are you spending your time? What are you focused on? You do so much great work. I know you have obviously Code with Clossy that you started in 2015, really encouraging girls to pursue technology, etc. And what are you doing these days at home as you're
I'm
social
keeping
distancing?
busy. Yes, trying to just keep my routine as normal as possible, because I feel like that actually helps me just be productive and stay positive. So I'm trying to, just take care of myself in small ways, getting sleep, making sure I'm exercising, and I've been doing a lot of.
Where are you? Am I allowed to
I'm
ask
home.
for that?
Yeah, I'm in New York City.
Wow.
And I am home, and I'm co-quarantining with my husband, and we're both just working from home. And, lots is keeping me busy, including Code with Clossy. So we have our summer camps, which we run, in the summer months. And so we've got a lot in store for this summer to come. And
What
we're
are you
actually
going to do? Are you going to still be able to do that? Because I was thinking about summer camps and programs, and wondering whether or not they were going to be able to continue.
Yeah, no, there's no question. We are absolutely doing our camps, and we're figuring out how we're going to really create the magic in a virtual experience. So I'll keep you posted on that. But that's really been a challenge that we've been dealing with, as the whole world is. I mean, I have so much empathy for all the students who are in class right now and on their laptops and their devices all day, and it's not easy. My heart goes out to all of the students who are seniors right now, missing their prom, missing their graduations, and it just makes my heart hurt for them. But yeah, we're doing everything we can to both right now go through our scholarships, or our applications. So we have 1,500 scholarships essentially. So 1,500 young women are going to be a part of our camps, and normally we run them across the country and in dozens of cities across the country, and we have teachers that we train. We have a partnership with Teach for America, so we teach teachers how to code. We teach teenage amazing young women, and we're going through these applications, and it makes me so hopeful and optimistic for the future, because the kind of young women who I'm reading their applications and their essays about what they want to do with their coding superpowers and how they want to help their communities, help their, build solutions to the problems that we're all experiencing. It makes me really hopeful for the future.
You know what's interesting, Carly, and someone actually just mentioned this, and I don't know if they were talking about in this particular case, but one thing that's been brought up into sharp relief is the fact that so many kids don't have computers. This digital divide between people, either they don't have good Wi-Fi in their areas, or they don't have computers. And I think, unfortunately, it's just underscored income inequality and this lack of opportunity between these different communities. I don't know if that's something you'd ever want to get involved in, but I'd love to bring attention to that issue and try to, team up with Hewlett Packard, or try to team up with Sprint, or, one of these companies to see if we could level the playing field for some of these kids, because they're already at a disadvantage, and now even more so since so much of the learning has been focused to, online learning.
No question, Katie, we're thinking about all these things, and unfortunately the digital divide is real and is having impact in real time on the students who don't have access to Wi-Fi or devices to be able to, participate in learning right now. And so what we're doing certainly is thinking through all these things. At Code with Classy, we have a partnership with Apple, and so they've been amazing support in kind of making sure that we're able to provide equipment to those who don't have it. Code with Classy, we actively go into cities and try and reach scholars and amazing young women that wouldn't have access to learning these skills, learning how to code, or be able to pay for a summer camp or a boot camp. So this is something we're thinking about and taking very seriously. And but one thing I love, first of all, I would love to work together on anything. And I love, Katie, that you are someone that sees a problem in the world and you use your superpowers to bring light to it and to tell that story and to rally solutions together. And I just appreciate that so much.
Well, thanks. And I think a lot of people actually want to be part of solutions, but I think we need to recognize what a problem is. And the media landscape is so fragmented and so sort of partisan, and I think, as my friend says, people get affirmation instead of information. And I think it's become so focused on politics that sometimes we're not, I think, sharing really important issues and topics with the American people. So I try to see what isn't being discussed that really has potential solutions, and try to describe those to people so they can then kind of activate themselves and figure out how they can be contribute to making things better. Anyway, so before
you do an amazing job of that, truly.
Well, thank you. You're so sweet. And I heard that you did you give your husband a haircut, or did Josh give you a haircut? How'd that work?
He should give me a haircut. I could use one.
No, I could use one too. And my husband John keeps asking me to, if he could. He asked me if he can cut my hair. I'm like, no.
John asked you that?
But we just ordered something from Amazon. One of those. I don't even know where it is.
Like the buzzers.
The buzzer. How did it work?
So that is, I will say, if you are brave enough to attempt it, they're pretty foolproof. Like, I've never cut anybody's hair before, and my husband in particular is a little precious about his hair. So I was like, oh
Aren't
my
they
God.
all?
Aren't they all?
Yeah.
I know, it's true. Meanwhile, my hair could use some love too, but that's another topic. But yeah, it has like a guard, so you kind of keeps the same length that cutting it at all times. So, it's kind of foolproof. I think.
Did it work?
Great. It worked.
Oh, that's awesome. And before we go, Carly, how are your parents doing? Are they in St. Louis? Where are they? And how are they handling all this?
Thank you. They're safe, thank goodness, and healthy. They're in St. Louis, and one of my sisters is there as well, and everyone in my family is safe, and I'm just so grateful for that. We always say you know, I hope that everyone is healthy and happy, but like those things have never been more real and been more, you know, potentially threatened. And I have so much gratitude for my parents' health and for my family's health. So I hope the same for you and everyone out there. You know, I hope everyone is staying healthy and safe.
We are. And what are you most excited about? If there's one thing you really miss doing or one thing you're excited about doing, Carly, when all of this is over, what would that be?
That's a great question. I would love to get to pull together a giant like hackathon with all of my Code with Classy girls from all across the country and figure out how to pull off like a giant celebratory hackathon. So that's
So, and all be in the same room and not have to worry about not being 6 feet apart whenever that's going to happen. And what is the cake called in St. Louis?
Gooey butter cake.
What is
butter cake?
Yeah. So Adriana, who's part of my quarantine here, thank God, she helps me do all this technology because she's like, okay,
good job.
Okay, boomer all the time, because I could not do a Zoom. I couldn't do half of this stuff. But she asked me to ask you about that St. Louis specialty. I've never heard of it.
Oh my goodness. Anybody who's interested for something really like sweet, Google this. It's gooey butter cake, and it is exactly how it sounds. It is butter, cream cheese, powdered sugar, and pretty much that. And it is the most delicious thing. It sounds absurd, but it's like a St. Louis delicacy. So
okay, well, and then you can wash it down with a Ted Drew's.
A Ted Drew's. Oh, you know your St. Louis trivia.
Well, I dated a guy named. Well, I didn't really date him, but I was friends with a guy named Joe Switzer at UVA, and his family did Switzer's licorice.
Oh my gosh, I know Switzer's licorice. This is a very St. Louis like conversation.
Yes, Bob Costas should be joining us. But anyway, isn't that funny? So
that's amazing.
Think a lot of good unhealthy food comes from St. Louis.
Oh, for sure. We do that very well.
Anyway, I'm so happy to see you, Carly. Thank you for spending some time with us. Oh, and should we tell people to sign up for Wake Up Call?
Yes. We should.
So everyone, and you'll see this interview, we'll include it in tomorrow's edition of Wake Up Call. Just go to katiecouric.com. I know Carly reads it. Yes. Carly reads it every morning, don't you, Carly?
Exactly. You know what also I just watched of yours, Katie, was the video of the wedding.
Oh,
that couple sweet? That just got married. Also, anybody watching, go check that out. I literally cried. I don't know if quarantine is making me especially emotional, but like I literally started bawling.
They're such a cute couple. You know, we're doing a whole series with Ally, and I just interviewed someone else this week that's so special, who's helping the homeless community and in Atlanta, and we're all doing and Ally is doing something super special for him so he can continue doing the incredible work he's doing. So keep watching them because they really are so heartwarming.
It just made my day. So thank you for sharing the good news as well.
Okay, good. Well, lots of love to you.
Thank you, Katie.
And thanks everybody.
Give your girls and John my love.
I will. Okay, bye everyone. Carly. Bye.